Good morning and happy Wednesday. Today we are going to be going over our day 6 portion of the distance learning packet where we have some reading. We're going to want you to read for 15 minutes. You can use a book of your own or a foldable book at the end of the packet, but you are also, if you have online resources for books, you can use one of those as well. For reading, we're also going to have a two-page news article. We're going to want you to read that with your parents, and parents, if you could ask your child to identify the opinions being expressed. Remember, this is the news article. This is an informational text, and just asking them what are the opinions of the writers. Just working on that skill of locating what their opinions are. All right, and then for opinion writing, you're going to be writing an opinion sentence or paragraph about something of your choice. We're going to come down here to slide 4 where, remember when we're opinion writing, we are using a sentence starter. These are sentence starters you can use. You're also going to have transition words. So if you are writing that paragraph, you're going to, with each thought, or I'm sorry, each evidence that you're backing up your opinion, you're going to use one of these. And then in your conclusion, you're going to restate what your opinion was in the initial sentence. So it should look something like this. So your first sentence will say, in my opinion, and maybe you're comparing two things. Whenever you're writing an opinion, think of comparing something. Do you like cupcakes or donuts more? Do you like dogs or cats? So in your opinion, you're going to write what your opinion is on what you're comparing. First, you're going to give me a reason why that's your opinion. Additionally, that's where you're going to give me another reason. Finally, it's going to be that third and final reason why that reason that is supporting your opinion. And then in your conclusion, you're just restating your opinion from the initial sentence. Remember, when you are writing, you're going to start each of those sentences with a capital letter, and you're going to end that with a period. If you need more time on the opinion writing portion, remember you can always pause the video and go back to it. The last portion of the writing is very similar to what we did yesterday, going over simple and compound sentences. A compound sentence is made up of two or more simple sentences. The sentences are joined by a comma and a linking word such as and, but, or the word or. So here is an example of simple sentences. It is cool now, it will be warm later. Making that a compound sentence, you're taking those simple sentences, you're adding that comma, you're adding that linking word, and then finishing with the second thought. The directions for today are combine the two simple sentences to make a compound sentence. Add a comma and a linking word. Write the compound sentence on the right. So we will do number 1 and 2 together, and then the final 3 I am going to want you to try on your own. So number 1, the two simple sentences are, it rained last night and the sky is clear tonight. So if we are going to make that into a compound sentence, we are going to say, it rained last night, comma, the sky is clear tonight. So we can say it rained last night, but the sky is clear tonight. Ending that with a period. And I made that a little too big, so I'm just going to make my font size a little bit smaller. A little bit smaller than that. Okay, so that's how you take two simple sentences and you are going to make them into a compound sentence, making sure it has a comma and a linking word. So let's go ahead and do number 2 together, where we see many stars and the moon is shining brightly. Two simple sentences, two individual thoughts, and then we are going to make that into a compound sentence. So we see many stars, comma, and looks like that's going to be the linking word that is going to work best, and making sure the moon is shining brightly, and ending it with a period. So that is how you're going to turn two simple sentences into a compound sentence. Go ahead and try those 3 on your own, letting me know if you have any questions. So let's go ahead and finish up with our math portion of the distance learning packet. Looks like we're going to start with the math task. In the morning, 197 people ride the bus. In the evening, 74 people ride the bus. How many people ride the bus in all? And because it's asking us how many ride the bus in all, we know we are going to be adding those two numbers together, looking for the sum. One thing to remember when you are lining those numbers up, you are lining them up based on place value. So we have 197. In 74, there is not a hundreds, a number in the hundred spot. So we know that is going to be left blank because it would be very easy to put the 7 under the 1, the 4 under the 9, and then leaving nothing under the 7. But that is incorrect because you need to line them up based on the place value. And we are going to add them together now, always starting with the ones column. We have 7 plus 4. If you put if you put 7 in your head and you count up 4 on your fingers, that is going to give us the sum. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Because that number is larger than 9, we know we are going to need to regroup. So we're going to put a 1 there. And the 1 in the 10 spot is going to go over the tens column. So now we're going to focus on the tens column where we have 1 plus 9. We know 9 and 1 more is 10. And then if we're adding 10 to 7, 10 plus 7 is 17. The 7 is going to go down here, and then we are going to regroup, putting that other 1, carrying it over to the hundreds. Now, focusing on that hundreds column, we have 1 plus 1. We know from basic math facts that 1 plus 1 is 2. So we know that there are 271 people that ride the bus in all. Right, and we are going to move on to our procedural practice where we need to find 300 plus 400. This is adding 300s that are represented by the base 10 blocks here to 400s, which is also represented by these base 10 blocks, which is equal to 700s. So you can use addition facts to add hundreds. So if we're just adding hundreds, you notice there is no value to the tens based on the place value. There is no value to the ones. So we are just adding up one place value. One place value in this equation is going to change, and that's going to be the hundreds. So we know 3 plus 4 is 7, and that is equal to 700. So that is an example for you, and we are going to move on, and we're going to practice with these. So number 1, we're just adding. We have 600 plus 100, and if you notice, again, it's the same thing. There is no value to the tens. There is no value to the ones. There is, however, a value to the hundreds, so we know that only one place value is going to be changing. And if we use our basic math facts, 6 and 1 more is 7. So we know that 600 plus 100 is 700. And then we're going to do the same thing with number 2. Again, there is no value to the tens or the ones. There is, however, a value in the place value of the hundreds, so we're just going to be focusing on that. That's going to be the only number that is going to be changing. And if we have 3 and 3 more is 6, so we know that 300 plus 300 is 600, focusing on that hundreds place value. Okay, we're going to try one more together, and I'm going to let you try a few on your own. So number 3, we have 200 plus 300. Again, focusing on the place value and only that one spot, which is the hundreds. And we have 2 plus 3, so if you have 2 of something and you add 3 more, we have 5. So we know that 200 plus 300 is 500. Go ahead and try 4, 5, and 6 on your own. If you have any questions, let me know. And we're going to move on to our last little bit of math. That looks like we're basically doing the same thing. As you can see, the equations are just a little bit different, lined up a little bit differently, but we're still doing that same thing. We have 200 plus 100. You notice there is no value in either the tens or the ones spot, so that is automatically going to be a 0. 0 plus 0 is nothing. And then we're going to add that hundreds. That is 0. And then 2 plus 1 is 3, focusing on those math facts. So because we're just adding up the hundreds column in the place value, 2 plus 100 is 300. And we will go over one more together. we have 100 plus 300. Again, no value in the tens or the ones, so that is automatically going to be 0 and 0. And then adding up, if we have 1 of something and we add 3 more, that gives us 4. So we are going to have 400. All right, and you can try number 9 on your own. I hope you all are having a great week so far. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out to me. Look forward to talking to you guys soon. Goodbye.